We're continuing to have a look at cafes and what the bike parking is like across Perth. And so far we've looked at some cafes around the Perth CBD, but today we're going to head out to Bassendean. And this is, it's about I think it's about a 20k ride north of the CBD, but that's taking the long way around the river and going from the western end of the CBD. The interesting thing about Bassendean when you get out the other side onto the floodplain is they've got these flood markers on all the power poles, which is quite interesting. And a lot of the houses are raised up on these big artificially created sand dunes, essentially. So I guess it must flood on a regular basis. Never seen it myself, but let's go there. So what we do is we ride up along the railway line and pop out of this subway, and we zip into the kind of back streets of Bassendean, which is, just a sleepy little village, I guess, with a couple of cafes. And this is one I quite like. It's one that I like the most. It's called Holy Rays. You can see it's got a bit of outdoor seating both at both sides, and also quite a bit of indoor seating. And I've eaten here a heck of a lot. But unfortunately, this kind of poke bowl that they used to do is now being taken off the menu. This was, I think, the best thing, and now about all you can get is a slice of quiche. You're in the right place if you see that big dog mural there, and as you can see, like a lot of cafes around here, it's very dog friendly. But there's no bike parking. What I always do is just lock my bike up against one of some conveniently placed trees. I mean, it works, but yeah, a bike rack would be nice. Now, I have found another couple of cafes in this little, what's not really a CBD, is it? What would you call it? Little shopping precinct. But before we get to the cafes, let's just have a look at this council customer service centre, which is just around the corner. And there you go, nice little bike rack on the end there. Unfortunately, not in the best positioning if you ask me, but at least there's a bike rack. Now, there is another cafe, but it's called Bambino's, and as you can see, it just does drive-through coffee. I think that's possibly the worst thing I can imagine at the moment. Sitting in a car, going and getting something sugary, and then sitting in the car again. I mean, at least the bike, you get out and get some exercise and fresh air. And there is another cafe just a little bit further on. There isn't a bike rack out the front, but about 20 metres away or less there is, and I have locked the bike up there. But when I went there on this particular day, the cafe was shut. I've discovered it's only open Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays or something. And the last time I ate there, I described the meal as a Jackson Pollock painting. Make of that what you will. Well, in fact, I've only eaten there once, so that's that. Would I go back again? I think I would, although the service was very slow. But apart from that, it's all good. So there's the official bike parking in Bassendean near a cafe. There's another cafe, as far as I can tell, no bike parking, but I wouldn't go there anyway. And then there's the third cafe that I love to go to, and there's some handy trees. So Bassendean doesn't score that well when it comes to cafe bike parking.